All right. Well, okay. So, just as kind of like excuse me, a little a little recap. So last we left off, um, you guys, had adopted two kobolds, um, uh, Arpy and Sock, who are now traveling with us, um, which was a whole thing. Um, Bunny, you ended up mapping out a lot of Silver Moon, um, which was great. I was surprised that your maps actually really, really, really came in handy.
I know.
I was really proud of that. Um, but yeah, in trying to search for the actual barkeep that Bertha asked you to look for, um, you ask around with I think you ask around a couple of inns, but the one that you were staying at really just like sold it for you guys, where they pointed out a place on the map called Pinehelm. So heading from Silvermoon up back up to Pinehelm, you cross the river and you pass like a couple of like the towns or whatever. Um, and you realize that Pinehelm isn't what it used to be. Um, where it where it was once like a small like little village that was like doing fine on its own, it became like this like overgrown mess of just these like powder blue flowers and this like eerie air just kind of hung over it. Um, as you guys entered, you Snap was a little hesitant, um, and tried to, with everything, say, all right, if we can get in and get out as fast as possible, we won't have a problem with it, and would not elaborate further. Um, However, wandering through the town, um, the kobolds and things started to like um, spacing out and getting like this like really bad headache. And not too far past that, Bunny, you also started to have the same problem. So, uh, in trying to dispel the plants, Bunny, you used Wither and Bloom to try to weed out any flora. I believe that's what Wither and Bloom is. You try to like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's any
It's
flora.
just trying to. I was trying to kill the plants.
Yes, you were trying to kill the plants. However, they were magic, or at least magic in nature. Um, so it withered up for a second, and as soon as it withered, it bloomed again. So you realize that this was a problem.
Yep.
uh, so you, Don, Thing, the two kobolds, and Sini all left, while Snap, Grorg, Mazis, and Arwilla stayed, because they weren't necessarily affected at the time. Um, with that, you as players got to see a little bit of what had become of Snap's father. We don't necessarily know what happened to Snap's mom, but we can assume they're both dead. Um, and Snap kind of had the chance to bury his father, and grab a book that was full of just like notes on deadly flowers, and um, made it out of the village, while asking the other NPCs to keep the secret for her. Um, Going back to um, the campsite or the clearing that you guys had found, you set up camp. Sini, you immediately fell asleep with the kobolds, and everybody else was kind of just like waiting for Snap to get back, in hopes that she was still alive so she could answer for everything that was going on. And she hands Bunny the book that she found, and um, Bunny noticed that there is something familiar in the book. Each page has a log of a deadly flower, or something that's harmful, um, and it has a familiar like writing with like notes basically in it. Uh, um, as you guys were setting up camp, um, it got dark enough to be ambushed by what was known as the Cloaker, which immediately took out one of Grog's eyes, um, causing him to roll disadvantage on any attack rolls. Um, you guys did what you could, and actually going back, you guys burnt Pinehelm, so that way the flowers could die. But on top of that, in your efforts with fighting this creature, you started burning part of this forest down, as well as withering it. So there were clear problems with that. On its last legs, the cloaker shot up into the air and multiplied itself, uh, giving you like 3 extra, like, I guess, like, versions of itself, non-corporeal versions of itself, kind of like a mirror self, but not. And it swooped down, um, attacking Arwilla, Grorg, and Mazis, and Sini. Not Sini, Snap, my bad. And crashing into the tree line behind everybody. Um, with that, Arwilla stumbled. Dawn had caught her. And that was, as soon as she caught her, she realized Arwilla had been decapitated. So one of your traveling companions is now dead. And that is where we'll start. There's a little bit that I have that I'm not gonna mention right now because it comes into play soon. But Alyssa, are you here now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go into like a little blurb of model. So the fear as you all feel, hello, I can
Yep.
speak. The fear you all feel as Arwilla's head falls past Dawn's shoulders, and Dawn, as you feel the warmth of the blood now coating said shoulder and now dripping down your arm, is absolutely immeasurable. It feels as if time stops, and as fear is absolutely coating your senses. You sit there for what feels like forever until a certain familiar light and a certain familiar voice breaks through the chaos. Get in. Um, Dawn, I'm gonna go back to it. Holding the body of Arwilla makes you feel odd. You haven't felt this feeling in a little while, and yet you know it all too well. You feel like everything around you is drowned out, as if you were in an echo chamber. And yet, you feel reinvigorated. And the one thing you can hear clearly is the clinging of gold in your and Arwilla's gold pouches. Do you take the gold?
Where is it?
It's on Arwilla's, like, it's in her like little coin pouch. Do you take the coin pouch?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm.
Mm,
Go ahead.
okay. So you decline to take the coin pouch. However, no one else can see this.
Mm-hmm.
But you see this like greenish yellow like thing of like mist kind of like fly out from like Arwilla's body
Mm-hmm.
and hit your hand, um, enveloping your hand. Um, you have now claimed Arwilla's soul. For the next couple of days, any loot that you gain, gold wise, is doubled.
Yeah.
As well as any loot that you gain from a monster. Um, so just be wary of that. Um, so um, again, focusing on Dawn for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm
you
just like letting you say whatever you need to say right now.
you're good. You, yeah, no, you're fine. You can actually hear like heavy and fast footfalls behind you. They sound very distant because you still feel
Yeah.
like you're in this echo chamber. And then you feel a warmth on your back, as if someone's trying to make their presence known.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dawn. Dawn. Hey, we have to go. Come on, let's get moving. Come on. And
Who's that?
it's Belladonna. She is trying to escort you away
Right.
from like the chaos. Um, not necessarily trying to get you to like drop anything, like if you're still holding on to Arwilla's body.
Yeah.
She is just trying to usher you back to the safety of the apothecary.
Well, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna say, "Don't fucking touch me."
Okay. All right. Well, we have to move now. All right.
I'll move in my own time.
Okay. Absolutely. But the forest is burning. It's withered. The forest behind us is burning. We have to go. Thing. Snap. Where are the others?
Bunny is like right next to Dawn.
Okay. Bunny, what are you doing?
I would immediately drop to my knees, sling my bag over, and begin to pull out a sheet or a bedroll.
Okay, you do this.
And I would lay it out on the ground. Dawn, okay. I know where we can go. She deserves a proper burial. We'll wrap her in the sheet, and we'll take her. Sini?
Sini, you, that was, fun fact, that was actually really perfect, lovingly. Sini, you wake up to a commotion that, to you, is very disorienting. You don't remember much from the past day, only going through the motions of having breakfast, traveling to an overrun town, and feeling even more disoriented after that. You look around as you exit your tent to see all of your friends in a panic, and one of your traveling companions without a head.
Sini, I
Go no head.
Grorg and Mazis, they're hurt. I need you to help them. They're, and I point.
I'll drop, like, not drop, but just stand up, you know, say, fuck this place. I don't care what we do, I just want to fucking leave.
And I begin to wrap the shroud around Arwilla. Dawn, I need you to go help Sini. Please. They're hurt.
Yes.
And at this time, Belladonna's like, yes, let me help too. I can. Dawn, do you want to help me get Grorg?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Run away.
So you guys go and assist Grorg. I'm not gonna make you roll a strength check or anything since you have help. And Sini, I trust that you are strong enough to assist Mazis if need be.
I can roll.
I mean, if you want to roll it, you can, but I trust in your strength. Yeah.
Who? I'm sorry, I forget who was hurt from last time.
Mazis is not necessarily missing a leg, but has a giant chunk out of his calf.
Oh yeah. What was wrong with Sini?
Sini was just out of it.
We don't know that yet.
He was just
Very
conked out.
creepy.
Yeah, she was very loopy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was something from like
The
maybe
flowers
something
might have messed with her too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure like already she wasn't having a great day. Just like she just felt kind of out of it, and then on top of that, the flowers made it even worse.
So what I'm trying to gauge is I'm like, are people hurt enough that they can get away from the fire, or do they need to be healed right away? And they'll bleed out.
Mazis and Grorg are the only two that are like immensely hurt. I think Bunny might have a small cut, which isn't like bad. And then I think everybody else is relatively fine.
Okay, so Mazis though has like a chunk out of his leg.
Yeah, Mazis has a chunk out of his leg. Basically, the only thing that is holding his leg up right now is at least from like the chunkiest part of the calf down, is a slight bit of the front muscle.
Okay, he definitely can't walk.
He will not be able to walk. So
I wouldn't
okay.
think so, no.
What if I cast Cure Wounds on him? That help?
it might stop the bleeding, but I don't think it'll like do anything crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you can revive limb.
Reattach a leg.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
you can't reattach the leg.
Unfortunately.
Can I like take a cloak? Kind of like.
Could
If you want. Give it
I
like
say
like a way to kind of like.
Yeah.
well,
A tourniquet.
Bunny,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I have an
just
idea.
to stop the bleeding. Yeah.
I could say to Bunny, Bunny, can you shift into your sort of elk form and carry him out of here? Mazis, I mean.
You'll notice that at this point, Bunny she has taken rope out of her bag, and Arwilla, both pieces of Arwilla
Yeah.
are in the shroud, and she's wrapped, and I'm taking this rope and I'm binding the shroud together so that, the head doesn't fall out.
Right.
I won't look at the body.
It's completely covered.
Yeah.
And at this point, when you say that, I have like one elbow under her like knees, and I'm trying to pick her up, and I'm struggling.
Belladonna at this point will sit there and be like, Snap, come on, help Bunny. And she'll like kind of like usher Snap to like push.
King, is Grorg around?
Grorg you and Bella are helping Grorg to the town or to the apothecary because his eye got ripped out, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are we away from the fire right now?
Yeah, the fire is like back like right around here. Which was kind of close to where the tents were. So Sini, if you're sweating, that's probably why.
Yeah. No, Sini is like kind of like on autopilot. Like she does not know what she does. Not like processing any.
Yeah. So as you guys are doing this, the only person I've left out is Thing. Thing, as you're doing what you can to help, you notice in a tree that there's something shiny, like a shiny object in the tree. Do you go investigate?
I would say Thing kind of like takes a step towards it to kind and like squints their eyes. But with all the commotion that's going on, even though they're not really much help at their like small stature, they would rather still be around emotionally and kind of takes a step backwards away and turns
Okay.
themselves, back to the.
Yeah. Okay. So, like everyone, this is like a basically kind of like an everyone effort. You see as Arpy and Sock kind of join Snap in helping Bunny, Bella and Dawn are helping Grorg, and Sini is helping Mazis. They're all doing it with relative ease. But yeah, squinting at the object, it was it looked like it was one of the sharp spines of the cloaker that you could, if you wanted, form into a better dagger.
How far away would it?
Not far. I'd say a couple of feet. Like somewhere in between 5 and 10 feet.
It looks like like everybody's kind of has everything under control. I'd say Thing kind of walks over there, nabs it, shoves it in their pocket, and comes back over. Like
Yeah.
doesn't look at it yet, but kind of more. I'll look at this.
Yeah. Okay. So you all lumber into the shop and start setting like kind of like the injured down. As everyone has fully entered into the shop, you all watch and feel as the apothecary lifts into the air. And as it does this, the door shuts by itself and begins its travels. It feels like what some of you would equate to a carriage ride, but much smoother. No bumps and jolts from the wheels hitting loose gravel or a stray rock on a dirt path. And with that, Belladonna kind of like wipes herself off, and she's like, "Okay, does anybody need anything while we tend to the injured?"
I a private room so I can deal with her, please?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And she leads Bunny to this like back room, a little bit off to the side.
I'll
This room
say,
is.
wait,
Yes.
I'll help.
Bunny
And
says
I'm
nothing,
like-
but does not protest.
So Belladonna leads Dawn and Bunny to this this like small room. It's just big enough for 2, maybe 4 people at most. It's kind of like what Bella would use as like an extra stock room. The like little
The hell?
is Abby.
Abby.
Oh, it sounded like
um,
Zim.
Damn.
You're just a little baby, them.
I know.
Little baby.
Just
I
a
know.
Oh,
baby.
baby.
I know.
Yeah.
Getting weird.
So yeah, so you walk behind the desk, and to get to this room, you actually pass this like this like little like hallway,
goodness.
little area, very vocal. And
And
this
there's
like
a baby.
small there's a baby. No, this small little hallway is where oh,
Uh,
Oh,
Austin's
bye
probably
Austin.
have.
Oh, that's okay. Um, it's where Palan would be working on like this like wood structure, just like an art project that this tiny little grung is working on. And as you guys are walking to this room, which I've already described, unfortunately, uh, Belladonna leans over to Palan as you all are walking, and is like, "Please give our guests some snacks and some water, please." Uh, and Palan nods and goes, "Yes, ma'am." Um, and
Maybe some
goes to
Dayquil.
leave Palan alone. He's a baby. But yeah, so Palan leaves to go give everybody some sort of snack. But you enter the room, you set Arwilla down. I'm gonna focus on you guys for a second. Bunny, what are you doing? Like, what are you two gonna do?
I will lay Arwilla down on the floor.
Okay.
And I'll look up at Dawn.
I don't say anything. I just stare at the body.
If you want to leave the room, I suggest you do it now.
No, no.
In my culture,
I owe her this.
in my culture, the bodies of warriors should be buried whole. So I'm gonna fix her for a burial.
Right then.
That's very kind of you.
And I'll begin to unwrap the shroud, and I'll take out my sewing kit.
Okay.
And I will begin to very carefully and respectfully sew her back together
Okay.
as whole as I can get her.
Yeah.
And like the entire time, like Bunny is trying so hard not to cry.
Yeah. Well,
And is like aggressively wiping her eyes every few seconds and just like mechanically sewing up Arwilla.
well, lucky
Can
for
I-
you. Yes, we'll get to you in just a second.
Yeah,
Lucky
of
for
course.
you.
Of course.
Arwilla, where the head was severed from the body, it was a very clean cut. You don't really have to worry about any like weird like divots in the neck or anything like that. That sounds so gross. But like it it was deep enough to
Nah.
cut all the way through the bone.
I like the grim dark.
Yeah.
So you were you did this with relatively no problem. But Dawn, what were you gonna say?
If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
And Bella looks at the both of you and she's like, same. It's only fair.
Could do you have maybe a nicer piece of cloth that I could wrap her in?
Oh, yes, I do actually.
Thank you.
I'll give her my cloak
Okay,
from off my back
go for it.
Thank
to
you.
wrap her in. It's my black normal cloak that I wear with a
Mhm.
gold clasp that it has like a sun, and it's the one I typically wear.
Okay.
I'll just hand it to Bunny, and I'll wrap my arms around myself, and I hold my sides, and I just stare.
Okay. So both of you.
I would like to do one more thing,
Yeah, go for it.
if possible.
Yeah.
Two more things actually. Seeing that there's this really beautiful, like ornate clasp, I'll take like a seam ripper or something, and I will begin to rip, not like rip the brooch off, but just
So, like, remove it.
yeah, just
like,
remove it as
nicely.
carefully as I can, and I'll just like wordlessly hand it back to Dawn.
Mhm.
And as I am transferring Arwilla back onto this nicer piece of cloth, I will almost inaudibly, but loud enough for the two people in the room to hear, say, "I'm so sorry, Arwilla paid the price Snap owed." And I'll wrap her back up in this cloth and begin to, thaumaturgy and like create a handful of these pink flowers that I always make, and I'll lay it on the shroud, and I'll just like have sort of I'll say like a small prayer in
Mhm.
Druidic over the body.
Okay.
And I have
Um,
also one more thing I want to do.
yeah, go for it.
Uh, maybe not.
Hmm.
Just, I feel like I don't want this pendant anymore. So, like, I just wanna, like, can I, like, open her hand
Whose
Yeah.
hand?
and and put the pendant in it, maybe?
Arwillas?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're doing this as well, Belladonna still has the flower that you gave her, Bunny. And she takes it off of her hat and also lays it with the pile of flowers that you have just given Arwilla, just out of respect.
I nod at this and Bella,
Yes.
c- can I, Dawn, can I say something in this room that won't leave this room until we?
Mhm.
Of course. My lips are
Yes.
sealed.
Bella, can you take us just a quick like reminder, where is my Druid Master's cabin?
So your Druid Master's cabin is, let's see, I believe it's between Ustraya and one other place. Let me double check. It is okay. So it's in between Ustraya and Sacred Heap. Um, kind of, kind of close to somewhere else that's important to you, Zim, that I will not name.
Okay. I will basically I will ask Belladonna to take us there.
Okay.
I when Snap came back, she handed me a book. And my Druid Master, his hand was written inside this book. I can't help but feel like two people that I care very much about are lying to me. And we need to go there. And I don't want this to leave this room and get back to the others before we're there.
Of course.
I keep my own secrets. I can keep yours as well.
Thank you.
Um, Dawn, both you and Bunny, with the hecticness of everything, you have come to realize that the fogginess in your head is still there from the flowers. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that, just because I want to give attention to everybody else. So we're gonna move on, just to everybody outside of this room.
I'm
So
pissing again.
okay, go do that. So as you guys are all sitting kind of like in this like this like the main like storefront area, you see Palan, who you have met before, this like this like 3'8" like tealish grung, walk over with like several like small little like, I guess they're pestle. Is the pestle is the actual basin, correct?
I don't know. Hold on.
Pesto was the like.
So
It's the tool.
is the smusher.
Okay, the pestle. Okay, so Palan actually brings out like how many of you guys are there right now? It's Grorg, Mazis, um, Thing, Sini,
Morgan.
Snap, and then the 2 kobolds. So you see Palan kind of like run back and forth, but basically what he's doing is he's handing you each like this like the stone mortar um with water in it, um and this um excuse me, this small like, not small, I would say probably like a little bit bigger than a cherry, almost maybe even bigger than golf ball um sized fruit that's like pale orange, um and if you hold it in your hands, it's warm. It's not like hot, but it's warm to the touch. Um and Palan is like, eat. Um does anybody want to try like peeling it?
I think Thing would just try and take a bite out of it.
All right, so you do this. Thing, you take a big chunk out of it, and you realize, your mouth is burning. Like, not from spice, but progressively from heat. Um, Opening your mouth, steam puffs out, um, and it feels like your tongue is on fire heat wise. What do you do?
I am gonna try my best. Let's try and swallow it, but if it like hurts too much, then I'm just gonna spit it out. So I guess take that how
She
you
said.
will.
Okay, so you end up
We've
swallowing
all
it.
been there.
It basically tastes like, you know how like when you eat pizza and like the cheese is like the worst part because it's like so hot, the cheese and the sauce.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, except you took a bite out of it and it was fine at first, and then it progressively got worse. Um, and Palan looks at you puzzled and is like, "That's not how you eat one of those."
I don't know what you're talking about. How I've always ate them.
Have you eaten one before?
What is this?
They're flambés. They're my favorite snack.
I've never heard of
It's a
that word.
flambre.
So
Not
botany
maybe
time.
Google flambre.
It might not come up with anything. I looked this up. This is a specific.
Flambe.
It is not a flambe. It is a citrusy fruit. that is warm to the touch, but when peeled, it a thing of steam kind of like wafts out, and it basically cooks itself like a warm meal. Um,
Oh.
it they call it a citrus, so it's like sweet and citrusy in nature. And they didn't really give like a good description, but they're mostly found up north. Um,
This is a real fruit.
it is not a real fruit. It is a
Okay.
fruit that exists in D&D.
Okay.
Is it like it exists in D&D?
Yeah, it exists. Well, okay. I don't know if it exists
You made it
necessarily
up.
in D&D, but I found a Reddit page of exotic fruit and I wanted to try it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, they grow on like specifically like pine trees, I believe.
Yeah.
In this world. So,
So they like the little like
Um,
gumballs that you find off of like stuff. Are they similar to those? Like,
yeah,
size-
they're
no.
going to be a little bit bigger.
Sure.
They're going to be a little bit bigger. They're going to be like pale orange
Yeah, you said
in
they were citrusy.
yeah, they're like I wouldn't say they're like necessarily like an orange, if that makes sense, but they're
Yeah.
like they are a citrus fruit. Um yeah, and you peel them back. There's like a I kind of based them off of there is a it's called a langsat fruit. So the way that I've seen people peel them, at least aesthetically, is they peel in like 5 little peels, and it looks like a star with like a little bulb in the middle, and that bulb is basically what's going to be cooked.
Huh.
So
That's cool.
it is very cool. I found that and I was like, you know what? That's the inspo I'm taking.
The
Um,
D&D fruit.
It's very cool. Thing you on top of this kind of accentuates the fact that you still have a little bit of a headache and that brain fog as well. And the kobolds also feel this. Sini, I never really described in the moment like how you felt, but you still feel that fogginess. You still feel like a lingering headache. Yeah. So
Yeah, you
like
conked out, girl.
for real. So you guys are also feeling this. Yeah.
Flambe's girl dinner.
Flambrays. They are girl dinner. They can also I looked and it
dinner.
says they can also be
It
used.
says that they are girl dinner.
They are girl dinner. Their juice is boiling hot when first squeezed and taste like a sweet but lightly bitter tea. So
Okay.
it is a flavoring agent and can be used in teas. And apparently it tastes great on fish.
Oh.
Like I'm assuming it's similar to like lemon on fish.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You can
So
juice it?
you can juice it, but the juice is boiling hot when you first like squeeze it.
It's tea.
It's
Kinda.
basically a ready-made
Juice.
tea, but you can add it to water to make it more of like a water-based tea.
Diluted. Yes.
Yes. It's
I
very
see.
cool. So yeah. Um as you guys are doing like, as you guys are kind of like sitting and eating, um
Me and Bunny are back down there.
okay, you guys
Or
come
no?
back down as well.
Well, I was just
Um,
asking.
Oh, okay. If you guys want to come back down, you can.
Bunny would have stayed in the room.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um
I wouldn't leave.
okay.
I was just
Um
curious.
We'll get back to you guys in a second though, because I do want to have
Yeah, of
like a little
course.
bit
I was just
of
no,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just making
No,
sure
I'm not
for
like
brevity.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm not saying that to be like, ugh, we'll get back to you, I promise.
Ah.
No.
No,
I'm
I
just
don't care.
I want to make sure everybody gets like a little bit of like content. Mwah, sweet
Content.
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 Okay, so you wouldn't be eating at all, Snap. Okay, cool. So Snap isn't eating. Thing, you notice this. As you guys are sitting, I guess it would probably be like you, Thing, and Sini, or not you, Thing, and Sini. You, Snap, and Sini, kind of sitting in like a relative close proximity. The kobold sitting close to you guys as well, while Mazis at this point has passed out due to blood loss. And
Oh, Mazis.
Gorg, I'm assuming at this point has been either given a towel by Palan or whatever, but he's basically holding a towel like to or something to his eye to like hold it up. So what are you guys doing aside from that?
Trying to figure.
I mean, I guess nobody kind of sat down and told Sini what's just happened, huh?
Yeah.
Nope.
Imagine she'd probably like almost turn to thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My head. Also, this fruit, I don't like it.
um as you guys do this, you see kind of Palan just like stomping around and muttering to himself. Palan always gives you guys fruit. Nobody wants to take it. No, even though it's Palan's favorite fruit. And fucking
Listen.
It's fine. If you need anything, yell for me. I'll go be working on my sculpture again.
Hey, have
Palan has given you a water.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Palan gave you a water on top of the fruit. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, it's in the mortar. Yes. No, you're good.
A little
So
disoriented, don't mind her.
it's fine. Everybody is.
Go sleep.
Like 28 hours.
That is a very long time. I
And
don't
that's well
sleep.
rested.
I don't know how to sleep. Huh.
Try it sometime.
And Palan slowly blinks at you, one eye at a time. No, I'm good. Thank you, Doe. And then walks away.
What a good boy.
Ugh. So as you guys are kind of chit chatting, the kobolds are sitting there kind of restless, like children.
Mm.
When are we? Where are we going? When are we there yet? I'm sorry. That was Arpy. Who is you can tell is the more vocal one of the two.
Don't say.
Hey guys.
All I know is my head hurts, and we were by some flowers, and then I guess I kind of passed out. I don't remember much.
The forest. Step out. And everybody regroup. We got attacked.
Take me.
And RP walks up to you and places his hand on like your like shoulder, like your tunic, and is like, "It's okay, it happens. Sometimes you just go on an all-night bender, and then you wake up, and you're in the middle of the forest. I don't know. It's happened more than once."
Dini just kind of looks at him with a little bit of squint in her eye.
It's like a weird thing for you to have happen. Get that checked.
Yeah, I think it was the other kobold. They were very nice.
Bolts aren't.
No, uh, uh, they're, they're nice. They just, I don't know. And RP kind of like plops down next to both of you.
He looks visibly uncomfortable, but kind of accepts.
Um, if you're kind of looking around, Sock is staring at you, kind of uncomfortably. Just like puppy dog eyes. Not saying a goddamn word. Doesn't know where he is. Doesn't really
Printed on
care.
me?
I, I, I think they imprinted on all of you. You guys said you guys are coming with us. I said, all right.
Dini's not.
Can't. I'm kind of whispering to the scene. Arrow.
Um, yeah, so you guys chat for a minute. I'm gonna hop back just really quick to Dawn and
Yeah.
Bunny. And hopefully by then we'll all convene. But back to Dawn and Bunny. Belladonna after a while has just been kind of like standing, like maybe pacing like part of the outside of the hall, but then comes in and like shuts the door and sits down with you guys. And she's like, "I know it's been rough on you. Is there any way? Are you guys holding up okay? I know it's hard, but I mean,
Well,
with everything going on and the trouble that you found yourself in." Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Keep going.
I
You're fine.
just and she's just like, I know, Bunny, I know you're not happy about it, what you've had to do, and I understand. Um, where I come from, if you had to wither a tree or burn a forest, the tree spirits wouldn't be happy. So I know it must have hurt you having to do something like that.
Bunny kind of laughs, but it's not like it's like angry.
Mhm.
I accept the debt that I owe to the land after what I did. This woman is dead because somebody else couldn't accept their own debt. And that is the definition of cowardice.
I see.
And I am not a coward.
No, you were very brave. Which brings me to the question. Do you two need anything? You guys have been taking much good care of your friend here, and I think it's only right that you finally take care of yourselves. So how are you holding up?
Well, not great. After holding a decapitated head.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Of course. Keep in mind you both still have a pounding headache. It's not as bad as it was, but it's still there. And your mind is still kind of foggy, so focusing is just a little harder than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she looks at Bunny and she's like, I know you're distant right now because of having to deal with all of this. But are you okay physically? Like, is there any cut or anything that I need to help out with? Or
I'm fine.
okay, would you like me to make a tea?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Okay. She's like this. She stands up. Again, like kind of like moving her skirt so that it's not like getting in the way. And she's like, all right. So she goes out and gets a couple of mortars, and brings them in, and hands you two just a cup of water. Um, she's like, I
I'll
don't have
take
any.
it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. She was gonna say, I've been meaning to try out a new tea recipe. Um, my friends back home taught me this a while back, months and months ago. Um, but I don't know how well it'll work. So if it tastes bad, please let me know. Um, and she takes two fruit, and peels them, and you see the steam kind of um, like fly off of them. As it cools down, she like squeezes both of the fruit into the drink, and before she's done, she looks at her hands and clasps like each of her fingers together, like all of her fingers on one hand is clasped, where it's like kind of like forming like a circle almost. And she does it with the other hand. She then joins her fingertips together, twists, and pulls her like fingers apart. And as she does this, you see a navy light emitting from her hands, and these two uh, outlines of some like really beautiful flowers emit. And as I come into focus, you realize that there are two um, lavender looking, or at least lavender colored plants with 5 petals similar to the flambres when they're peeled, and a bulb. Um, she removes the flower itself, and places it each in your tea, kind of adding like a garnish in a way. Um, and she says, I've never made a tea with mystere root, but if you let it soak for a minute, it should envelop all of the healing properties.
Do I know
Uh,
what Mystere Root is?
um, mystere root um is not a name that you're familiar with. Plant itself, you would know as whispering rue. Um, it is typically a plant found in pairs of two. Um, they grow alone, and they are said to cure headaches and
Oh.
just like any sort of like minor head ailment.
Okay.
And after she does that, she also leans back down to you, Bunny, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna leave you two alone. If you need to, just talk. But I'm gonna take care of the other two that need my assistance." Um,
I will hand my cup of tea back to Bella.
okay.
I really appreciate it,
Mm.
but give it to Thing. He needs it more.
I see. Okay. Yes. And she like takes the mortar in one hand, and she's like, and I know this is this might be rude of me to ask, um, but Bunny, do you remember the hempen bandage that I gave you?
Yeah,
Do you mind if I have it back?
of course. And I pull it out and I hand it to her.
Thank you. She takes it and she wraps it around her hand, um, and she's like, I promise to give you another one, but I think your friend needs it more, and I don't need you going through another stressful situation.
Of course.
Um,
I'll be out to help. I just I need a minute.
that's okay. I think I can handle it on my own. Um, if you want to sit there, and collect yourself.
All right.
And she smiles, a smile that is forced, but you can feel the warmth emitting from her, or from its intentions. Um, she seems to really care about everyone here. Um, and she's taken a liking to the both of you. Um, even if in your darkest moments you've lashed out at her, um, I think she really respects you guys. Um, and for that, I feel like this is a good time to have you both take an inspiration.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
Hmm.
my roll 20 isn't responding, so
That's okay.
there's
I'll add it
that.
for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Um,
Ooh.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it's just taking a second to load.
No, it's been up for a long time.
You have inspiration now.
I
Bonk.
might if we get a second, I might like try exit the call and try and get on. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue with oh, the babies. Um, so I'm gonna continue without Bunny and Dawn for a second, as you guys
Okay.
have had a moment.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna leave real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, no, you're good. Take your time. So Bella, kind of has had her hand on your knee, Bunny, for a minute, as she's been talking to you, and she, as she smiles at you, she like kind of like rubs her thumb as like in like a motherly way. Um, so she gets up and heads out. Heading out to the storefront itself, without too much of a word or a commotion, Belladonna comes over to you, Thing, and hands you another mortar with a flower petal, or like with a flower in it. And the water has now become a little less transparent, I guess. So it's a little more opaque than it was. But it is still, from what you can tell, like a drinkable substance. And as she's handing it to you, she's like, "Your friends wanted you to have this.
This.
Aha.
It should. Hi. This should cure any head ailments that you might have." And she turns to Sini and she's like, "Would you like me to make you one as well?" I understand. And she does the same thing. She basically takes your more and the fruit that you had, Sini, and she does the same thing where she like opens it up, lets it steam, squeezes it into the mortar, um, and then does the thing with her hands where she conjures the Macer root, um, and then takes the flower and places it in there. And she's like, "Nope, just give it a second. Um, let the flower um, soak for a minute, so you can get the full effect. Um, you should feel better within minutes." um, and she kind of, instead of like getting up and walking around to check up on everybody, um, she sits with you guys for a second, and she's like, "I asked this of the others, um, just because they were in the vicinity, but how are you guys holding up? Are you okay? Is everything?" "I understand."
Night's been.
Yeah.
Would love to wake up from whatever nightmare. And I don't even. I
Don't
see
I
like
know it?
images flashing beside my eyes and stuff, things that I just witnessed, and I don't know how to handle something like that. I've never been through something like this. A rough life. Heard somebody, and you can tell things kind of like choking up, kind of looks down at the drink around.
Um, yeah. Mm-mm.
Time.
Um, Belladonna nods, and she's like, I don't know what you've been through." Um, I said this to Bunny and Dawn, but I think it's. I didn't say this, but I think it's. I think it's important. I think that you all needed to face this, um, whether it be to grow or to to learn something about yourself. I think it was very important. Um, and I I know it's hard right now. Um, but just know that you will all get through this. Trust me, I know what this feels like. I I leave you alone for 2 days, and it's I mean, this whole mess has happened, and I'm not saying it's your fault. It's none of your fault, or at least to my knowledge. Um,
I know that they say like everything happens for happen. But what did he do to deserve this? I they get hurt from this. They're never gonna be the same. Covers for Aora.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Well, yes. Hmm. Yeah. Well, um, and Belladonna looks at Yusini, and she's like, I I don't I don't believe that. Um, I don't I don't think you failed anyone. I think, and this must be this. I don't know. This might be me or the way I perceive everything. But if this was where I used to live, the tree spirits would have a debt owed to them for burning the town that was behind me, and the trees in the clearing. But there aren't any tree spirits to my knowledge here. I and at the same time, I have many clients. I I mean, that's why I was gone for 2 days. I had people in the west, I had people in the south that I had to take care of, and hell, my clients in the west could be dead for all I know. It's I I care a lot about the patrons that come into my apothecary, because it's people who need it the most. Even if they're just looking, once they step foot into my apothecary and I know for a fact that I can trust them, they're my friends. I care about them. Hell, I wouldn't be going this length if it wasn't for me caring about you.
Glad that
Thank
people
you. Yeah, thank you. It is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I mean, I guess I found myself tangled up with many adventurers, and I care about each and every one of them. Like I said, there were uh, three in the West that I really care about, and they decided it was a great idea to go to the Feywild. Um, and I tried to do what I can or do what I could to equip them with everything I had. I had a, a, a magical card deck, a really cool bag of beans. I, I, I I don't want to see them hurt, and I,
An adventure, for lack of better word.
yeah,
Horrible things you ever see.
yeah. It it can be a lot, but I know I mean, Palan at my side and your friends at yours, I know we're gonna be fine. It's just
Are
I
we?
can
I mean, I always use invincible, I guess, and it doesn't. Things I've I could be the next one using a leg. Say
yeah,
we just have us take it back.
just yeah.
Thought we were.
I think you were trying your best. If I'm being quite frank, I don't think you were ever presented a situation where you could be even more careful than you already were. But I mean, with whatever that thing was, I mean, you guys made it. I mean, with casualties, of course, but yeah. So I guess the best thing you can do right now is to wherever you get to, pick yourselves up and just keep moving. It's like you got Palan and me. Uh, we have your back. Um, obviously, I can't stay for too long, but when I'm here, I'm here. Um, and I'm sure you have other friends in your corner, right? Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I understand. um, and she's like, you can see that she was her cheeks are red, and um, you can see a gloss that has covered her eyes, and she just as soon as she entered this like state of like immense anger and sadness, she takes a second and composes herself, and immediately it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave you here. um I'm gonna make sure um your two friends over here get the care that they need before we land.
Thing kind of not butters.
Anytime. and she gets up and goes over to Grorg, and I guess at this time, if Dawn, you and Bunny want to come out, you absolutely can. You see as and I'm describing as a general party. If you guys don't come out, that's fine.
Mhm.
This is just kind of like a thing that she's doing if you come out or not. Um,
I mean,
yes.
I think that Bunny would sort of, you know, I think that Bunny would just kind of sit in silence for a little bit,
Yeah.
over Arwilla,
Hmm.
and sort of pick herself up. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was just listening.
Oh.
Okay. I thought you needed to do something.
I will, but I want to make sure you're finished.
Yeah. She would just sort of go over to Dawn. I think we should go out there. I think the two of us are the only ones that can help with injuries.
Yes. Right then.
All right.
Suppose we should go.
And I kind of I take Dawn's hand if she'll allow it, and we'll walk out.
Okay.
I allow it, but I like stiffen at her touch at first. And then with great effort, I allow it, but I'm still very uncomfortable with, or at least not, if not uncomfortable, unfamiliar
Hmm.
with that sort of affection.
Okay. I also, just as a thing, I'm leaving Pip out of this right now. Just because I want, like, I don't want to control another NPC as we get through these like really emotional times.
That's
So
so
fair.
So valid.
Especially because I feel like right now Pip as a character would probably take away from a lot of the raw emotions that we're getting right now. Which, by the way, I am eating up. I hope you guys know. Like, I was not expecting the like the dialogue between Thing and Sini, but I loved it.
Delicious.
I'm eating it up. But yeah, we're gonna get back to it for a second. Um, so as you guys are exiting the room, you can already see that Belladonna is wrapping up Grorg's eye with your the bandages that she gave you. And she doesn't pay you any mind at the moment at the time, just because she seems to be super focused. Um, but if you want, you can make your presence known.
Yeah, I just sort of, I would touch like Bunny's hand and just say, like, "Are you all right?"
Oh, did you say Bunny or Bella?
Oh, Bunny, Bunny.
Oh, you okay, Bunny.
Um, that remains to be seen, I guess.
Certainly relate to that. Then I'll just quietly like sit, like, away from the group, but listen. You know.
Hmm. Um.
I would go over to wherever Bella is with the boys.
Okay. Um. So. Sorry. So you go and sit next to Belladonna, which is if I'm thinking correctly, where I imagine Thing, Cini, Arpy, and Soccer kind of sitting are again like closest to the door. And Grorg and Mazis are kind of like up against like this like outcropping that would start to lead into like the actual shoppable area where it has like the herbs and like kind of everything. It's not a big it's not like a big jutting out of the wall, but like it is like still enough for like Mazis and Gror to kind of like sit shoulder to shoulder. And Bella is kind of like moving around like Grorg's head as she like is like patching up his eye, doing the best that she can. I mean, she does a good job. It's just, for like first bandages and stuff like that, it's always going to be a rough patch up.
Bella,
Mm-hmm. Oh, Bunny, hey.
how can I help? Which of them is more wounded? I
Um,
can't do much, but I can.
Sini, you said you tried to tourniquet the leg, correct? Of Maz's. Okay. Um, Bella looks at you. For a second, she wipes her eye. And she's like, yeah, you can. Maz's has gone into shock. He's lost a lot of blood.
All right.
Thankfully, Sini tourniqueted his leg. But just do your best if there's any bleeding to try to stop it. Make sure there is enough blood flow in general. Make sure he still has a pulse if you can. I'll be over to help in a second.
All right.
I'm almost finished here.
Can I make a?
I'll go. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you
Sorry.
go ahead. You're fine.
I was just gonna say, if like when she mentioned like healing, I would have gone with Bunny to
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Given my knowledge of like hunting and being out in the wild, and seeing a lot of probably pretty gnarly wounds on hunters, can I make a medicine check to see if there's any possibility at all to save the?
Yes, go for it.
I am not a Viking. 16. That's not bad.
Okay. So you go to inspect his leg, and you can see that anything from the knee down probably will not be recoverable. Since the I lost my train of thought. Since the bite was so deep and the beast was so big, it almost left nothing but a thread of muscle.
So, is the bone of the leg still attached? Or is it just hanging by muscle and flesh?
It is hanging by muscle and flesh.
All right. I'm going to look at Bella and Dawn and say, do either of you have any wood? Like a piece of wood?
Let me check.
If you don't, Dawn, it's okay. Palan might have some in his study. You just passed it.
I need something for him to bite down on.
Okay.
Cloth, wood, a dagger.
Shit. As you
I
do
have
this,
a dagger. I have a dagger.
Okay. Then let's use the dagger.
I'm very. I don't know if tieflings can be pale, but I'm quite pale, and I'll just fumble it out of my bag and hand it to Bunny.
I would say you're definitely a paler, like you're almost like a cherry red now. Like you're pale.
Yes.
You're not as like, I don't know. I guess is Dawn's skin color more of like a mahogany color?
It's like
It's red.
the
It's like dark red.
Is it?
well,
Okay.
yeah, and the pictures aren't the right color. It's the lighting. I meant for her to be like a lot darker red.
Yeah.
It's like
So I would say you go for like from like a mahogany to like a cranberry color. Like very
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
still like a dark red, but you're just lighter than what you once were.
Yeah.
And so Don hands you, Bunny, the dagger.
I will take the dagger, and I'll put
Mhm.
it on the on. Are we on the floor or on the table or on a table?
You were on the floor.
Is like Mazis on the floor?
Mazis is on the floor. Yes.
Okay.
If you
I'll like.
need to, you can like elevate his legs if need be. You can do anything you need to,
Okay.
with stuff around the apothecary.
I'm going to set the dagger down on the ground.
Hmm.
I'm going to pull out my hand axe
Okay.
and set it down on the ground. And I'm going to very quietly, so that Rourke, who I assume is awake.
Uh, yes, but he's not really talking or moving
Okay.
or anything. He's kind of stoic. You can tell he's angry. Whether that be at himself or his circumstances, that is yet to be seen.
I
Um,
at that point, knowing that he's awake, I will say to Sini and to Dawn, I'll call Sini over.
Mhm.
Sini, can you come here for a second? I will very quietly to Dawn and Sini, hoping that Gorg won't be able to hear me. I will say, "There's no saving the leg. And before the flesh goes necrotic, it dies. The leg has to come off,
oh,
and I have to mend it.
yeah.
I don't want the others to see. They are going to hear it though.
I don't know if. Okay. What do you need from us?
Can can you help me move him somewhere away from the others?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right away.
As you guys do this, while he is still passed out, I feel like he would still be able to like feel everything that is happening. So
Oh,
he is
yeah.
like wincing, and you can see his eyes like squinting while they're still shut. And like his nose scrunches every so often. You can see uh the gills on his like right by his chin, because that's where his gills are like straining every so often. He is breathing fine. It's just due to the pain. It's like he has like a shortness of breath, or he's like taking like really short breaths.
Yeah.
Um,
And I would either gesture them to like I don't want to take him into the room with our Willa's body.
Mhm.
That seems
um, you
but I want like a secluded area where I can.
if you want, you can go further into like where the store is, like where everyone is sitting. They can only see. Let's see, if you're facing the like, because it's like an outcropping. Basically, if you're standing in the like entryway of that, like the shelves, like the shelf room, uh, what they can see is the far right corner. So if you wanted to go to the far left corner, they wouldn't be able to see much.
I will do that.
It's on the same wall as them in a way, but it's better if you guys do it that way, so they won't see it. But like you said, they're still going to be able to hear it.
Yeah. So at that point, I will I will. There's like a tourniquet on his leg, right?
Yes.
I'll get down on the ground and I'll grab the tourniquet and I know he's unconscious, but I'll say to him, "This is gonna hurt really, really bad, and I'm so sorry, but I have to." And I'm going to take the ends of like the fabric where it's tied, and I'm going to tighten it as tight and as hard and as fast as I can.
Is the dagger in his mouth yet?
No. Well, actually,
Uh,
Bunny would have known. Bunny would have put the dagger in his mouth.
he winces as you do this, and you can see that there are tears coming out of his eyes because there is so much pain. He hasn't made any noise yet, but he's very much writhing in pain.
Okay. Seeing that Dawn is just not having any of this, I'm gonna turn to CD and I'm gonna say, "Can, what do I have in my bag? What do I have? What do I have? I have traveler's clothes. So I'm gonna pull out like a shirt or something and hand it to Sini. I need you to hold this against the wound as hard as you can, with as much pressure as you can."
As you do this, you hear a muffled scream. Maz is conscious, but it fades. It comes and goes every so often.
I will pick up the hand axe and I'll say, "The debt that you paid, price that you paid, was not one that you owed.
Oh,
The evergreen
Can
will
I read?
heal you." And what, Don?
no, you finish.
I would have said, "And the evergreen will heal you. The evergreen understands that." And I'm going to cast Healing Word on Mazeth.
Okay. You can tell that instead of moving and writhing,
For healing.
he calms down. He is not in as much pain as he was. But he is holding on.
I'm going, with the hand axe in my hand, I'm going to look at Sini and I'm going to say, "You should probably sit on his chest or like hold him down."
I take both my
Dawn is like very laboriously breathing, and she's sort of barely holding on to her. She's in a catatonic state, but she's barely holding on to reality. And she'll reach out, and can she like just grab like one of Maz's hands?
Yeah.
Just hold it. And I'll
Yeah.
say, like, "Please hold on. Please."
And without a word, I'm going to grab onto the bottom part of his leg and as cleanly as I can, I'm just going to bring the axe down onto the remaining muscle and flesh and just try and as cleanly and as quickly as I can just take the leg off.
Okay. Can you make an athletics check for me?
You don't want an attack roll?
I wouldn't say. I would say it's. I would say
Medicine. 'Cause
Athletics,
It's a
medicine.
amputation.
it is
Survival.
an amputation.
Yeah, it is
Survival.
like a
Do a survival check.
medical
Okay.
process.
not really expected
like-
to do an amputation.
But how?
I didn't
Sister would be
either.
proud.
but-
No, they do amputations.
would be
It
proud.
could be like how. cleanly, like she was able to lop it off, you know?
I mean, Bunny's been in the woods for a while. She's probably done this before.
Yeah.
So
It depends, you know.
it's just like it's DM fiat, but like survival, athletics, medicine, whatever. you want.
I think survival would probably be better than athletics.
Great, I'm proficient in that.
You said, well,
All right. Oh, 18.
18 will work.
Okay.
So with one swing of the axe, you come down hard on the remaining bone and flesh, severing it from Mazis's body. In doing so, I feel like you did well enough to now have left an axe mark in Belladonna's floor.
Yeah. Just like
which-
straight down.
Yeah, just straight down. It does not go. It does not go with or against the grain. It is.
Diagonal.
It is diagonal.
That shit
So
never coming out.
never coming out, never being repaired. Unless Pilon wants to repair it. But with that, you still hear this like blood curdling scream. Obviously, it's muffled, but it is guttural. It is primal. It's something you wouldn't wish to hear often.
As soon as I bring the axe down, I'll very quickly pull it from the floor, toss it to the side, and I'll say, "Evergreen, heal him," and I'm going to cast Healing Word again on him.
Okay.
5 healing.
Perfect. So you do this. The
Spell slot.
you did great. So what happens is the the wound is still exposed. However, all of the bleeding has stopped. And you could Mazis has stopped screaming and has fallen asleep. Checking his pulse if you wish. He's
Yeah.
not dead. It's not as fast as you would like. It is a little slow, but every so often, if you check on it, it does stabilize. You have successfully stabilized Mazis.
Oh, he wasn't stable. He was taking death saves. Oh God.
God.
And then I immediately like start calling out like bandages. I need bandages, and like
Okay.
Yeah, as
I
you
will
do that,
immediately. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Dawn, you go. Bella will help. Is Austin still in the call?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
called, but
just,
he's talked. Oh, he's talking.
It's muted.
Texted. I don't think he's
Okay,
able to talk,
cool.
but he's been called.
Yeah, if you're not able to talk, that's fine.
Aw.
Yeah, he can't talk.
Wait, why? Because.
I'm assuming it's probably because of.
but I talk through messages.
I
I
gotcha.
assume it's either
gotcha,
Abby
gotcha.
or family stuff, or
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. That's fine. Just do what you can. We'll refer back to general.
Yeah.
I will ask what.
Oh, valid.
Fair. I will ask if Snap will help. When Bunny is frantically screaming for bandages, or if she will stay where she is.
Anticipation.
I know.
Snap's just like talking through like sign language right now. It's okay. So it takes a minute to absorb
yeah,
words. You know
it's-
how it is.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, like you
It's the
gotta like
guilt.
form the words. I'm sure you could find something like within the apothecary. It's just any bandage.
Yeah, there's that like closet, isn't there? Like spy closet or something.
That's where our Willa is.
Oh,
Yeah, let's maybe not go
I
in there.
see. I understand now.
Um,
The dragonborn's I assume.
I feel like everyone can.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're like a fire dragonborn, maybe not, but I don't know. But you're like
Lizards.
lightning, aren't you?
Yeah.
I
So,
think that's
yeah.
a yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a yes.
Ooh-wee.
Yee.
Ooh-ee.
Wee.
But yeah, so everyone is scrambling for bandages. It's all hands on deck. As you guys are doing what you can,
Oh God.
uh
But as people are bringing bandages and like gauze and things like that, Bunny would be like packing the wound and like trying to get the bleeding to stop, and then she would take out her sewing kit and as quickly and as cleanly as she can, she would try and like use the remaining skin to like fold it over and like sew it up so it's not like actively bleeding.
you can certainly try. What kind
Okay.
of check do you think that would be?
Sleight of hand, maybe athletics,
I would say
survival. I don't know.
I mean, it could be survival or sleight of hand. Let's sleight of hand, just if you're trying to do it carefully and with ease.
No. I am really bad. Where is sleight of find it? Oh there, I'm really bad at that. 19! Let's go!
Hell yeah. Okay. So, I mean, with what you're able to use, it's a very patchy job, but you do the best you can. You grab as much skin, which is, I don't know if you've ever dealt with Triton's skin, but I feel like they're pretty like not oily, but they're like slick. They're very slick.
They're a slick people.
They are a slick
They're
people.
a slippery people.
They are a slippery people. So it is. Yes, exactly. Oh God,
Alyssa,
stop
please.
it, Alyssa, please. We're over this.
Okay.
But
As
yeah,
is.
you're able to do what you can. It's not the best job, but I mean, with what you were able to roll, it was to the best of your ability, which basically you sewed up what you could in kind of this like very disjointed Y shape.
Yeah.
It's pulling the skin as taut as possible. It's who knows if any of the sutures would snap, because I don't know. I don't know if it's so it wasn't a lot of skin to use,
Yeah.
but you did what you could. And as you're doing that, you feel a small jolt. Nothing to send you any which way. But it's almost like the apothecary has landed.
Mm.
And as you as you finish, did you say that we're here?
Oh no, that was me. That was myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Oh,
Dawn knows
oh.
where we are. I teleported the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, as you do that, Belladonna's like, all right, this is, I guess, your stop. I'll do what I can to help you. But I can't stay for long.
All right. I wipe the blood off of my hands. And like I finish cuz like people have brought me mounds of bandages. And
If you
I
want, you can pocket some of the bandages.
nah, I leave them.
We were all like,
Uh,
fuck, she asked for bandages.
Everyone in the apothecary is like, here, have all of the bandages.
You needed
You're like, I just
Um,
needed
them.
like one,
Yeah.
but thank you.
We don't know how to
And-
help.
And I will finish up like completely wrapping the wound in bandages after bandages, using quite a few of them. Cause like man has thick thighs. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
would assume so,
Thick
yes.
knives.
Just sounded
Save life.
nicer and nicer by the second.
Uh,
Goddamn.
and like I finish wrapping the wound.
Yes.
And I wipe all of the blood off of my hands, just like on the floor, like on more bandages. And I just like Simi is like sitting next to me, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
I just kind of like I look up at Bella and I say, "All right," and then Bunny breaks. Bunny just collapses into
Hey.
Sini and just begins to sob. Like she's held it together this entire time, but she just begins to sob and sob.
And as Bella sees this, she also gets down, and if there's no resistance, she places her hand on your back and is like rubbing it, and she's like, hey, it's okay.
Comforting.
Um, and Bella's like, hey, okay, it's okay. He's good. He's safe. You did it. You did great. I'm proud of you. It's not easy, but I'm. And Bella is also tearing up. You shouldn't have gone through this. I'm sorry, but like I said, you did great. I'm proud of you. Um, I, I wish I could stay longer. Um, but I I have to collect myself and deal with other travelers in the south. Um, I if you need to
Also-
take as many. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Hard
No,
to
you're-
tell people done talking.
Yeah, no, you're good. Bella's like, be sure to take as many bandages as you need. And if you're still here, when I come back, um, I'll be sure to take you where you need to go.
So, I don't say this genuinely often. Thank you, Latona. All you've done.
Yeah,
I don't know what we would have done without your help.
it's kind of my job.
You've done much more than that.
Then I guess consider it a friendly gesture. Jester? Hello? A friendly gesture. Because you're my friends. Or at least I consider you a friend. All of you.
I don't trust people often, but if there is ever a person that I would, I hadn't known long enough, it would be you.
And she smiles. And she gets up, kind of removing her hand from Bunny. And she's like, "All right, let's get a move on, shall we? I can help with Grorg again if we need to, just to get him inside.
Bunny finally collects herself. Oh yeah. If I know anything, he'll probably still be awake. God. And I'm like wiping blood on my shirt and like just trying to get the blood off my hands.
Um,
Yeah, let's get the boys inside. Set
um,
up a burial site and oh yeah.
Can I go to Bunny and just hold her? Don't worry about that right now. You've done enough. We'll take care of all of it. Don't worry about anything else.
The waterworks have started for Emma.
Oh, Belladonna nods and she's like, I don't know if I've said this before, just because it's been a whole frantic night, but no child deserves what you and another one of my clients have gone through. You leave the rest of this to us. Don't worry about Arwilla. Don't worry about Mazis. Don't worry about Grorg. We'll deal with them.
Without you, Bunny, Mazis would not be here. You should be incredibly proud of what you've done today.
Bunny will nod. She kind of has this like 1,000-yard stare going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of thinking about all the things that need to be done. A proper burial, getting the boys to her druid master so he can, properly heal them. And then all the other shit that needs to be done. And Bunny kind of stands up. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I kind of lost it a little bit there. It's been a really
No
hard
one
night.
blames you for that.
Yeah.
Anyone would.
It's okay to let it out right now.
Let's get inside. We'll be safe here.
Yes. Don't you sit down? Take a minute. Let us worry about this. Even for a moment.
No, I'm fine. I want to keep moving. I have to keep moving.
And as you say this, and Don, as you agree, Belladonna's like, why don't you, if you intend on keeping on moving, why don't you go ahead and let your friend know in advance that you're here?
All right. Yeah, you're right.
And Bella and Dawn, and I'm assuming Sini and Thing and Snap are all getting everybody up and starting to move. So they're behind you. They're right behind you, but you're basically leading the pack right now.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you exit the apothecary, correct?
Yes. I would sort of shakily on my feet, walk out, and I would open the door.
Okay.
What do I see?
Yeah. So exiting the apothecary, everybody, you end up laying your eyes on this rustic wood cabin. The building stands 2 stories tall. with roots that snake from the bottom, almost adding a third story. You can see as mushrooms and coral scatter the front and side of the house. And as you walk the pathway and ascend the stairs, you see what you thought was a normal rock, kind of sitting on the stairwell, start to move.
Bunny is unfazed.
Um,
Fucking
looking
freaked
at
out.
it, looking at it, it is you basically see this rock kind of take shape, and it's what some of you might think of as a monster, but if Bunny trusts it, Dawn, you seem to trust it. It is basically following Bunny, looking up at her, and you can tell that this one specifically is familiar with you. Like it's excited to see you.
I would I through my tears and my face is all puffy and red. I would smile down at it and sort of pat it on the top of the head. It's nice to be home, huh?
And it looks up at you and it nods. As it 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 still follows you, but it is now like right beside you, kind of
Yeah.
like trudging with you. Um, so what do? You get to the front door.
I would stare at the front door for a second. And I would look back at all of my new friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I would begin to whistle.
Okay.
It's sort of this old, sort of Celtic tune that it's shockingly loud for Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And this whistle, it would have been the sort of calling card of like if me and my druid master were to get separated, this is how we would find each other. And I would just
Okay.
begin to whistle and wait at the door.
Are you expecting a response, or are you expecting?
Yeah.
Are you expecting like a whistle back?
Yeah.
Or
I would say this would have been sort of a call and response thing if they would have gotten separated in the woods.
okay. I just wanted to make sure I was getting it right,
Yeah.
and I didn't want like
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So from uh from inside the house, um you hear a muffled yet still very loud call back. Um I would say if you're, I don't know if you're just whistling one note, but he whistles another. Um and a few seconds to about a minute later, the door opens, and you're met with um, this older man, and he locks eyes with you, Bunny, and he's like, "It's been a while. It's good to see you."
I wish it were under better circumstances, but yeah. I guess it turns out I couldn't exactly do it all by myself, but my friends are hurt. There's one of us has fallen. We really need shelter. And she begins to break down again, and the tears start rolling, and she sort of collapses into him, and like this big bear hug, and just sort of rambling, just nonsense at this point.
Yeah. He reciprocates the hug. And he is basically rubbing like your head. And he's shushing you. And he's like, "You did your best. I can see if you've taken so many people along with you. Um, you're doing well." And he ushers you inside. For everybody else, the man that you see before you that is now basically hugging Bunny, is this sea elf. Um, he he's an older man, so he has white in his hair, and he noticeably has on the left side, like starting at the brow bone and kind of extending backwards, is this like blue, like I don't know if it's like a tribal mark, but it is a blue marking of some sort that extends back to his hairline. Um, he
He's also significantly taller than Bunny.
Oh yeah, he towers over
What race
Bunny.
is he?
Sea
He
elf.
he's a sea elf.
Oh, a sea elf.
Yes.
Water man.
As he's ushering you in, he locks eyes with two other people. He locks eyes with Snap, and he locks eyes with Mazis.
I mean,
And after he locks eyes with Mazis, he sighs. And under his breath, he's like, "What did you get yourself into?" And he ushers everybody in as well. Inside the house, he basically wastes no time. He understands that there is an urgency to the matter when it comes to both of these people injured. He assists everybody that is helping Grorg and Mazis upstairs. And
Who is carrying Arwilla? Is Arwilla still inside?
Arwilla is still outside inside in the moment. At the moment, Bella is not going to leave without giving her over to you. So don't worry about her leaving. But Arwilla is safe and sound still in that closet.
Okay.
But yes, he leads everybody. He leads everybody upstairs. Bunny, for you, as he ushers you into the house as well, it fills you with a skewed sense of nostalgia. In the year that you've been gone, you notice that each room has gotten bigger. It's expanded. The kitchen, it stretches further than you remember. And the table in the dining room is now wider to fit more people. You can see more rooms have grown. Hence the second story, but it looks like he's done a lot of moving stuff around, which I feel like before you left, you probably have told him not to do. But he never
absolutely.
listens.
Yeah.
He does what he can to keep himself busy, which he takes pride on giving you that trait. I feel.
Yeah.
Granted, he does need some extra hands around the house with you gone. So as you guys ascend the stairs, you see another even bigger rock creature inside the house. Mushrooms and moss and lichen cover this thing, or at least its back, and it has like weeds and stuff growing from it. This one to you, Bunny, is new. Um, and the house as you knew it has gotten taller and wider and longer than before. Inside is also very warm, very cozy. But you can see that he takes stuff from his many adventures, whether it be coral from distant islands or plants from the north or the far east, or whatever it is. He kind of he kind of takes all these plants and cares for them, and it adds like another sense of hominess that you typically don't see in any other house. So, um, like I said, he leads you upstairs. In two separate rooms is where he kind of directs Mazis and Grog. And he says, I'm going to do what I can to get these two as tip-top shape as possible.
I can help. I still have
No.
some magic left, and I did what I could, and the leg, and oh
But-
my god.
Bunny, you have done enough. I'm proud of you. But this is something that you cannot take on your own. It was wise of you.
I really wish you'd stop saying that.
I know, but it was wise of you to come back. I knew sooner or later it was going to happen. I didn't know to what degree, but it's better that you're here now. I can help them. I don't want you to stress yourself out even more than you already have. And he's like, yeah, he looks to Dawn and Thing, and he's like, you two, can you take Bunny downstairs for me, please, and see to it that she gets some water and anything to help her decompress.
Zonranor, I'm fine. Fine, I can do this.
No. Honey, you've done quite enough. Give yourself some rest. Aziz is better off with more people taking care of him. Let yourself be helped. Can't do this alone. No one can. Just take a break.
And Bella also kind of walks up with Bunny, or walks up to Bunny, and she's like, you said you need to keep moving, right?
Yeah.
Then let's do what we can to get Arwilla at least out of my apothecary. Set her down. We'll get you some water. And I think I saw this really pretty garden out of the back of the house. If you need, you can sit there for a while.
Zonranor.
You'd like... Go ahead.
And the sea elf looks at you. Yes.
Is the shrine still here?
I would never
Basic-
take it down.
Okay. All right. We can get Arwilla to the shrine, and we can do the rites, and then we can take a rest, and then we'll bury her.
Um, and at this point, I feel like Belladonna is nodding, and she's like, if you'd like, we can get the others as well. I'm sure Sini and Snapdragon would be happy to help.
All right. All right. Let's do that. Yeah.
And so
And I'm
she
like
takes.
wiping tears from my eye.
Perfect. Yeah. As you do this, Belladonna and I would assume the three, Belladonna, Thing, and Dawn would all kind of like usher you down, kind of not letting you go back up if needed, like if you try to run.
Yeah.
And following behind them are Snap and Sini, kind of closing both doors so that way you don't have to see as Zan is working on Mazis, because he starts with Mazis first. Um, so as you all walk back out to the towards the apothecary, the two elementals are also kind of like trotting behind you, ready to assist if you need like a stool or like anything to put anything on, or they can be an extra set of hands if need be. As well as the kobolds. However, the kobolds aren't going to be of much help, seeing as they are now sitting kind of close to the coral garden, with like obviously the other flowers and stuff, and are now gnawing on one of the buds of the not yet bloomed plants.
Boy, it's not poisonous.
I assume that we get Rilla out of lodging the
Yes.
apothecary.
Yes,
I
yes, you do.
I would turn to them. I can carry Arwilla to the shrine. It's not in the house. It's in one of the gardens. I can carry her.
No.
Yes.
That-
As Dawn interrupts, Bella
Mhm.
does too.
No.
Dawn and I are perfectly capable of carrying her. Just show us, lead us to it.
Bunny seems a little disgruntled by this.
Understandable.
I do want to say, I want to say something to Bunny.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm partly, of course, doing this for you, but myself as well. I feel I owe this to Arilla. I feel I could have done something more. Save her, perhaps, and I, as selfish as it sounds, I need it. And I want to pay her back somehow. The sacrifice she made.
You're right. Yeah, right. Follow me. I'll show you to the shrine. And can I describe this? Because I have like an image in my.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone is following at this point.
Okay.
All 7, 8 people, I would assume now, because of the 2 rock guards.
Yeah. So I would lead them down sort of a winding path around to the back of the house. It's kind of a walk, but it's not too terribly far. and we get to sort of a a Japanese style like gazebo, where there are the two side walls and the back wall are walls. They're enclosed, but the front wall where there'd be like a door is completely open. And on the roof is like mosses and corals, and it's beautiful. There are candles, these like forest green candles lining the part of the pathway that leads up to the gazebo area. Um, and you would see that there is a large stone tablet affixed to the back wall with the image of an evergreen tree, a pine or a spruce, and there are little potted plants lining all of the walls, and they have little sproutlings of like pine trees and evergreen trees. Um, and there is in the center of the gazebo there is a raised platform with candles and mistletoe and evergreen sprigs and pine needles, things like that. Um, and there's the decoration on the platform, this raised platform, kind of lines the edges, but it's a really large platform. It is big enough to set Arwilla down on. And that's what you see.
Perfect. So Belladonna and Dawn set Arwilla down on this like on said like table. I guess is that what it was? It was like a
No. It's just a raised platform, so it's
okay.
completely
Got
solid.
it.
It's just
Got
like
it.
raised up off the ground.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So they lay the cloth with Arwilla in it on the platform, and they wait for you to do your thing expectantly. Uh,
If it's all right with all of you, in in um my circle, my culture, I guess. There's a specific uh, funeral rite that we do for fallen warriors, and I don't think that anyone deserves it. For what she did to aid us. And I would like to pray. If all of you want to stand with me.
um, and Belladonna, yeah, Belladonna does. Um, I guess they both do. They're the first ones to. Um, I'm assuming everyone else does as well.
Yeah, of course.
I
Okay.
would walk up to the altar.
Mhm.
Actually, no, rewind. In the corner of the gazebo, there's a little chest, and I would go over and I would open it, and I would pull out this immaculately preserved branch of an evergreen tree. And I would walk back to the body, and I would lay it on her chest. And I would begin to use my druid craft to create these beautiful white peace lilies.
Okay.
And sort of bundle them up with some string that I have, and I will lay that on her chest. And I will kneel, and I will sort of hold out my hands for everyone to sort of sit around the altar with me and kneel and hold my hand as I pray.
Does everyone join in?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So everyone kneels down, ready whenever you are.
I have a speech. Okay.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yes.
I will say, through my tears, Arwilla, I did not know you for very long. And you were taken far too soon from this plane. And I know that the Evergreen will take you back and hold you. And I would like to pray over you. And a single tear will fall and hit the ground as I say, deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the woods to you. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine. May the rains fall softly upon your field. Until we meet again, may the evergreen hold you in the hollow of his hand. And I will put my head down and I will just sit for a moment.
You feel as Arwilla embracing the way that you celebrate the dead does this with you. She has taken off her hat and has set it probably behind her or in her lap as as everyone sits, and does the same thing you do by placing her head down, just out of respect.
Bro, this music.
Right?
I'm trying.
I genuinely was not expecting this to hit so hard, but I feel like this as like a through line for each like beat has been like it has hit real hard.
And after a moment of silence, I will very slowly raise my head and I will may the evergreen guide you. I promise you that we will another in the skies and the forest floor. You showed the strength of a warrior. You fell. And you shall be buried like one. The deepest respects I give to you. And to the evergreen, I entrust you. The life, the death, and the soul. Very good friend. And I will very gently remove my hands from whoever I would be next to, and I would clasp them on my lap, and I would just kind of sit there and cry for a while.
Belladonna is visibly tearing up. You can tell that she kind of looks around at everybody, back at you, Bunny, and then to Arwilla. And she doesn't say a word, but I feel like she, in the most respectful way, kind of does what you did again, where she like lays her head back down on the platform.
Yeah.
For a second, placing her hand kind of like on it as well. And a couple of navy blue kind of like sparks come from her fingers. Nothing happens, but it's just kind of you can tell if you choose to look at her, it's a release of energy, whether that be emotional energy, mental energy, anger itself, or sadness. But she's with you, and she understands that she's she stands with you. Um, and she, I feel like she feels lucky uh to be here, celebrating the life of someone that she knows or had known. So it's kind of a lot of emotions from her as well. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah, anyone else want to speak? I'm crying.
I think we're all a little
Um,
bit damaged here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It fucking, this shit hurted.
Oh,
So I would say moments pass. Bunny, you let out a hearty cry.
yeah.
Uh,
Cry there.
uh, you you can see that everyone is crying to some extent. Snap is bawling. I mean, Bella is tearing up, and as soon as she wipes a tear away, another one's right in its place. Dawn, I can't speak for you, but I'm sure it's
My face is hard and set, and my eyes are cloudy. But I don't know if if I would cry. I feel very disillusioned
okay.
and empty.
Thing. What about you?
But they're very much looks like they're trying to hide it. You know? Like their
Yeah.
eyes are very. They look very. The word, it's not disassociated, but like realized or something.
That's what I was trying to explain.
Depersonalized?
Yeah, it's
Depersonalized.
probably like
I think that's close to what the word I'm looking for. Very like kind of disconnected from his own thought. He's there, but he's not all the way.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he still looks like he could burst out in tears anymore. So far, there's no tears.
There's nothing. Yeah. I get that. Everyone takes a moment. And whenever anyone is compelled to get moving, they will.
Yeah.
I guess before I lose the opportunity, I'd like to say a few words to Arilla.
Please.
Arilla. I'd barely known you. And wasn't certain of if I could trust you, but it surprised me. I didn't think people were capable of trust, but in your final moments, you earned it, and tried giving it to you before. I can't help but feel as if I could have prevented this. That I could have somehow been more. I could have prevented it somehow, but I'm sorry, Orilla, that you had to sacrifice so much because I failed you. And circumstance failed you. I'll stop and I'll just close my eyes.
Okay.
And I won't speak.
Um, Belladonna's like, I feel bad. I've already said my piece without everyone here. But I mean, she was sweet. I mean, I've only known her for the, couple of times that she's come in, but like I said, I feel like everyone that comes into the apothecary is a friend. So losing a friend is never easy. But I hope with time it gets easier. And as Belladonna says this, she picks up her little witch hat, and she places it on Bunny's head. And she's like, I want you to wear this for the time being, just until I leave. I think I don't know. I felt compelled to do this. I don't know if it was because I see myself in you or what, but you, Bunny, have an immeasurable strength that at your young age I probably would have never had. So I appreciate you allowing me to be here. I appreciate you allowing us to take this off of your hands, albeit I know you were not the happiest. She's like, but I, if you keep going, you're gonna overwork yourself, and that's not healthy. And as your friend Dawn, as Dawn said, I mean, we care about you. I mean, like I said, I didn't know I would get attached so easily, but I think you and your friends are one of the rare bunches that are welcome anytime.
Sorry, I'm crying.
Oh, it's okay.
Bunny will kind of look up at Bella and kind of touch the brim of the hat and will say, I wish I didn't have to be strong. I wish I didn't have to keep moving. But the last time I stopped moving, I was tossed out. I was cast out, abandoned, and beaten, and left to survive on my own. I'm tired of being strong, but if I'm not, then things like this happen. And I can't take it back. And I don't know why the Evergreen made her pay the price of that debt. But she's in better hands with him.
Quite right.
Of course. And Bella begins to stand, and she's like, if she hasn't stood already, I think I might have said she might have, but still standing, but unmoving. She's like, I know it's hard to let your guard down. I know it's hard to soften up right now, but you're in a safe spot. You have your friends. You have all of your friends.
No,
I would say.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I I would say take this time to not be strong. Take this time to stop moving because you deserve it more than anybody else.
Can I go to Bunny and take her hand as she took mine earlier? I needed her help. I'll say, I know how it feels to run. You feel like there's nothing else to do and like you can never stop running, but you can't do that forever. Things will always catch up to you. Your worst enemies lie within, my dear, and you're still young and you should let yourself confront them and let yourself fall. Will catch you. Should let myself do the same.
There's always time. The Evergreen. He's made sure there's time.
And Belladonna nods, and she looks at both of you, all of you, and she's like, "This, as you said, is not the end for Arwilla. You will see her again, and you know whatever you have going on, whatever your personal struggles may be, all of you, one day you will have to face the Raven, just as I will, just as Zanranor will, just as Arwilla will, and has."
Can I make a religion check on?
Yeah, go for it.
I know what you're referring. But does
I don't know if I'm not referring to anything in particular.
just like the Raven
Yeah.
15? Does that like ring any alarm? Not alarm bells, but does that like
Like if you've read up on it or anything like that.
do I recognize that saying
That turn
as
of
something
phrase.
religious?
I would say you recognize the phrase. You would know that it's not a. If it is a phrase for something religious, it can also be used kind of outside of that context, and that is not what Belladonna is doing here. Belladonna to your knowledge, does not follow a specific religion. You've heard tree spirits and ravens and a multitude of other things. I
Okay.
think if anything, she would probably mention the light at some point. She's just respectful of all, um,
I just
and is just using this as a mantra that she has probably heard and goes by whenever the time suits it.
okay. I just
Um,
I just wanted to know if she was a worshiper of the raven.
oh no, um,
Oh, not
sh-
the raven.
but she does say that we will all face the raven eventually. And I guess if you want more context, she says, I my I wouldn't call them family. I wouldn't call them friends. I don't know any of that well. Um, at least not in my past. But someone I knew uh was big on that phrase, and um he and a couple of other people really I guess hammered it in well. So I know it's important to face any demon that you have, any flaw, any problem that arises that you find within yourself, because if you don't, it's gonna rear its head eventually.
Yeah.
Is,
I
is there
just
simply no. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh
Sorry.
no, you go.
Oh, I was just going to say that's sort of what I'd been getting at. There's
Yeah,
no use running from yourself. It's one thing you can never escape.
of course. Yeah, I mean, you do have two choices: to run or to face it, and running just, like you said, prolongs the inevitable. It's- That's my philosophy. So,
And you do have us catch you if you fall, and it's no skin off our backs. We don't mind because we truly do care about you.
yes.
Ugh, I
Um,
couldn't have. Go ahead, sorry.
no. You were still talking.
No, I admire you immensely. And I couldn't imagine doing what you've done at your age. I'd like to be the support for you that I'd never had.
Until Xanranor, I'd never had it either. But
Well, now,
I it's okay. I see all of you as family now. And Bunny will very slowly stand up in the altar.
As you do, Bunny, you notice, it's something that you haven't noticed before, but you notice, um, the, this like salmon corally, the charm that's on Belladonna's hat in the shape of a crescent moon, jingles. Um, you've never heard it before, at least not while you've been in close proximity to her. But it's like it's so light and dainty, and it sounds like it has an innocence to it. Uh, and I think only the wearer is able to really hear it.
I kind of look up at the hat, and I'll sort of you'll hear me kind of whistle back to it in the same like timbre, and I'll kind of whistle back to it.
Belladonna smiles. And she then lifts the hat from your head. And she's like, I wasn't expecting the hat would take a liking to you that fast. It's kind of a special one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thanks. I had it made for me back when I was a young witch. But anyways, I think it's best if you guys go check back up on your friends.
Yeah.
If like I said, if you're still here the next I'll be sure to take you to where you need to go next.
If we aren't, have a cup of tea with Xanranor. I feel like he gets kind of lonely.
I will, and I'm sure Palan would love that. And she smiles through this like glossiness in her eyes, and through a couple of tears that have started to well up in the corners of her eyes as well. And she leaves you. And you Bunny specifically can hear the light jingling still, as it's kind of moving and swaying from her footfalls, almost as if it's saying bye, almost as if it's waving to you.
I would whistle back to it in the same like tone. Like I would mimic it.
Okay, so you do that. I'm sorry, I'm having such a great time. I'm like screaming, but it's fine. Yeah, you do this. And with that, Belladonna kind of disappears into the trees, still following the path. And the rest of you are all left alone.
Did Belladonna? Oh no.
What?
She disappeared into the trees?
She got taken by the trees. All the trees took her. They said, "You're mine, bitch." No, she disappeared into. She followed the path still, but she's no longer in your line of sight.
Okay,
If that helps.
that makes more sense. I imagine she like flew.
She
up
just
into the
vanished.
tree.
She got fucking Thanos snapped. Goodbye.
My God, no!
Not another character.
Not my favorite NPC.
God, I love her so fucking much. I'm so glad that she got a day. Oh my god.
Shh. Oh.
Oh. Sobbing, crying, screaming.
I'm
throwing
gonna die. I'm gonna throw up. Kai, I can't.
up.
You.
I
This
love
is
her.
cute.
Oh.
Where's Kai posting?
Art.
Oh my god. Okay.
Posted bunny art and the other art.
Buddy art.
Am I supposed to be posting character art and other art or character refs? Because I have no clue at this.
Either one.
I just
either one
post in
works.
whichever one I feel like at the time. Today is other art.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
so fair.
I do character refs for like, I guess like an inaugural character, if you wanted, and then like introducing the character and maybe like as like a visual, and then like I guess other art is for like anything maybe non D&D related or whatever.
Yeah, who knows? I was posting it
It'll be
somewhere.
fine.
That's about where it
Yeah.
Oh, back.
But yeah, so all of you are all kind of here. The silence is definitely deafening. But you can hear at this point the sun has uh risen, but it's still like this like beautiful like blue, not quite midday blue, but like you know how like when the sun rises and it's still that like kind of like that soft blue in the morning as the sun rises. It's that blue. It's still because the sun is still rising. It's you guys have nonstop from dawn to dawn.
It's been
have
awake.
li- have
On
you
to
guys have been
dawn.
awake
That's me.
except for Sini.
Yeah.
But
See,
like
he's the only one that got a long rest in any of that.
Listen,
I know
she can't help it. She was
Damn it,
very
Thenie.
sleepy.
Sini was
Sleep
EP.
deprived.
He was too.
Sini was so EP coded.
She
It
is
was
EP.
wild.
I mean, one of
That's
her
some
eyes is
epilepsy
always
shit.
shut.
Exactly.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, so will Grorgs.
Oh no! Hey, at least we have something to relate
Oh,
Dude, is Grog gonna get an eye
Exactly.
patch? He
Dude,
looks sick with
Yes,
one,
eye patch
honestly.
buddy.
absolutely, he's gonna get an eye patch.
Oh yeah.
Except it's on the other eye.
Ah.
So you
No,
guys
it's
will be
okay,
a little bit
'cause, like,
different.
They're matching.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, now you lost enough eyes to equal another person.
oh no.
Let's go find the missing eyes. Just Frankenstein this
Well,
shit.
For real.
We'll get a body part from everyone. We already got a leg and 2 eyes.
He's just.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All we need is
Oh, we have a
more.
head.
Can build
too.
a.
Oh no!
yeah, we got a head.
Re-
By the
rebuild
way,
Mazus.
by the
Uh-huh.
way, is Mazus's leg still in the apothecary?
Oh yeah. I forgot
Because
about
we
that.
did not
Yeah,
get
you-
that
you-
out.
You also never grabbed your axe, though I'm gonna say you did.
No, I picked it up. Like
Oh,
I
you did. Okay, cool.
like the
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like Belladonna's gonna be like, "What do I do with the leg?"
That's a biohazard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
She's
a
like, "Do I
whole-
pickle it? What do I?" What do
Pickle
I?
it. Pickle it and sell
Pickle
it.
it. Damn. She
Well, I
gonna
mean,
sell
she
it in
does
her
have like
shop.
she does have like spider eyes in her shop right now. So
Maz's
Yeah.
gonna wake up and be
I
like,
feel
"Where
like
the
that's
fuck
different
is
than
my
human
leg?"
flesh.
yeah, but he's not a human. He's a Triton. There's a difference.
Oh, I guess she can just put it in there with the fucking pickles then.
Pickles?
Fucking
Just fucking
leg in a
pickle the
pouch.
shit.
Leg in a pouch. Oh my god.
Sushi.
pouch.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, but yeah, so I'm gonna say enough time has passed for you guys to have gotten up and made your way back to
Before we left, I would have
Mhm.
said to everyone, we can leave Arwilla here until we're ready to bury her. I don't know her wishes on how she wanted to be buried, but since I don't know,
I think whenever we end up
yeah. I think whenever we do bury her, she'll be fine here in the shrine. Animals won't come near this place or this area, so she'll be okay until we're ready.
That's more than enough.
So you say this and you start to make your way back up the path. With when you come back to the courtyard to like the main pathway back up towards the front door, you notice that Belladonna's apothecary is now gone. But in their stead is in their stead is a tied up little thing of hempen bandages.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
and it's addressed to Bunny, um, and the little note on there on the back of it says, "You didn't think I forgot, did you?"
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Um,
So cute.
with her signature, which is like God, how do I describe this? It's like it's kind of similar to what you've seen on like the sign of the apothecary, where it's like um she draws like a simple little hat on the bee that's similar to her own. Um, and then the O is a crescent moon, with kind of like a ring around it, almost like almost like Saturn or another planet. Um,
That's
That is so cute.
I
Oh.
would take the
Oh, hold on.
bandages um and go inside, I guess.
yeah.
Oh.
So you guys enter the house. And as you do, the rock guardians are following you. The smallest one, the closest to you, obviously, because it knows
Do I know its name?
you. You do. You know its name.
Okay. Is it the
Uh,
name that we discussed?
it is the name we discussed.
Okay. I
Yeah.
would I be able to pick it up? Like, is it small enough that I could pick it up?
I would say it goes about it's as tall it goes up to about Bunny's knee. I would
That's
say
not
it
big.
would be it's little, and it wouldn't be it would be like about the weight of like a typical stone.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, you do. And it kind of like looks back and up at you, uh, as like it kind of like gets comfy in your arms.
Come on, Digby. Let's go see if
Oh.
let's go see if Sanrenor needs any help. Come on. And I'm just like talking to it.
Hmm.
As
And the other one is following you as well, just kind of
I
eating
can't
with you.
pick that one up.
Yeah, no, it's a lot bigger. It's up to your hip in
Yeah.
height.
I'm
But
just
it
I'm
is
just talking to it.
yeah,
How's it
it's also more intricate. So and it has a lot more foliage on its back, like kind of growing on its back. Um, so, but yeah, you just have two earth elementals that like
this
follow you now.
this little dude, Digby.
Hmm.
Does it have like moss on its back?
It does.
I would I would use my druidcraft
Okay.
cantrip, and I would have a little pink flower grow out of the top like a little hat.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
Sanrenor has been neglecting you for this other one, hasn't he, Digby? And I'm just like baby talking it as we're like walking up the stairs.
Yes. Okay. First of all, this is what Digby looks like. If you guys need a reference.
Go.
Uh,
I called him Dimpy. That's why I
Digby.
laughed.
Digby.
No, it's Digby.
Oh,
It's like Dimpy.
they're so cute. They're very
Look at
frog
that
little
shaped.
guy.
I like it.
Kind of has like a little frog face. The other one, it looks like this. It's about
Oh,
it's about
he's cute too.
What a
waist
little
high.
He
guy.
looks
love
like Castle
him.
in the Sky robot.
Yeah, kind of. So
What little guy?
they basically follow you guys as you walk back into the house and you go upstairs. As you go upstairs, you see that Massus's door is kind of cracked, and the door to Grorg's room is open, and you can see that Zanranor is inside. Um, finishing up like the last couple of touches on Grorg's eye.
Threw it back.
Okay. I would set Digby down and give him a little pat. And I would very slowly push the door open to Mazis's room to see if he's like awake and conscious or just, you know.
As you do this, you can hear from the other room. He's asleep. He did well. I didn't have to do much. It was just I wanted to make sure the bandages were changed, and if I could do anything to re-stitch up the leg. There was some tearage with the sutures, but you did a great job. I just had to fix a couple of things.
I will slowly close Mazis's door back.
Yeah, you do this. And
Hearing all of that.
Was that Mazis talking to Bunny?
no, that was
Xandranor.
Oh.
yes, that was
Oh,
Zan.
I was imagining like Mazis woke up and was like, "Thank you," and then Bunny was like, "I'm gonna fucking leave."
Nah.
No, but that would be funny. That'd be funny shit.
I slowly close the door, careful not to make much noise, and I will walk into Grog's room.
So doing this, I'm assuming everybody follows.
It's just everyone's following me around like a
Everyone's
lost
walking
puppy.
into Grorg's room.
Yeah, everyone's just like piling into Grog's room. It's a big room. It's fine.
It's up to you guys, but I'm going in. You don't have to.
Yeah, I was like, if everybody's following with, this is what you're. I haven't been told
Yeah.
otherwise, so I'm just assuming everyone's with.
Check on Grorg.
So you guys all come into Grog's room, and you can see that there are like bandages and like a wad of like cloth that has something in it, and
Oh yeah.
just doing what he can. He's Zan is finishing up like wrapping the bandages as Valid. I'm gonna finish this and we can go to bed. But yeah, so he like wraps us up, basically finishes up what he was doing, acknowledges everyone that comes into the room, and is like, all right, yeah, we're gonna make sure each of them get some rest. I made sure to sedate Grorg with a few of the herbs in my cabinet downstairs while you guys were away, just so I could perform this without any complications, because I needed to remove any of the remaining
My
eye matter.
brain was screaming excess eye. Excess eye.
Yeah, I mean it's like the remaining eye matter.
Oh.
I was like, that would be so inappropriate for this situation to be like, oh, excess eye matter.
Yeah, excess eye matter. Yeah, absolutely. He he looks at everyone and he's like, I know it's not much, but I also made sure to give him in his pouch and in Massis's a bunch of bandages. I can obviously refill here and reapply, but just to get them moving and maybe home safe. But it's gonna be hard. um, for Mazis to get moving. I can find a
Sorry, I
cane.
keep getting confused about who's talking.
It's
Is it
Zan.
It's Zonor.
No.
Zan. Okay.
Grorg is asleep, and
Asleep.
so is
Okay.
Mazis. They're both asleep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Xandronor was saying that he wasn't sure how Mazis is gonna kind of get around. So he's like,
You have. Go ahead, please.
No, you go.
Lissa?
Yeah, you go, Lissa.
Would you happen to have some sort of maybe a wagon we could carry him in?
I mean, sure, but I don't know how that's gonna be
Horses.
efficient.
Horses.
I don't have horses, no.
I
Oh,
look
well,
at-
then
I
never
lo-
mind.
I look at Dawn dumbfounded. You know I can turn into animals, right?
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
And
Yes.
and Xandronor kind of like laughs under his breath, and he's like, "What I'm saying is, he might need a prosthetic. I mean, I can do it myself, but I feel it's only fair. Bunny,
Hmm.
would you like to do the honors?"
Yeah, and I think we'll be here for a day or two. We and I lock eyes with Snap,
Oh,
staring daggers at Snap. We have a lot to talk about, and I reach in my bag and I grab the book and I hand it to Xandronor.
oh. Ugh. I haven't seen this in a long time. Where'd you, and he looks at Snap and he's like, right, my bad.
Yeah, you both have a lot of explaining to do.
And Xandronor is like, well, let's rest up. I'll show everyone to their rooms, and we'll discuss it later in the evening. How does that sound?
Yeah, that'll work.
And with that, we'll end the session.
Ooh.
First of all, holy fucking shit, I am emotional. Drained.
Oh my
You're
god.
emotional. I'm emotional.
I think we all are.
My
So-
shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of this roleplay.
Yes! I felt bad for interjecting so much, but I was like,
No.
this is Belladonna content. I need it.
I am here.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin, you don't get to avoid the drama just yet. It's
we're
coming
scheduling-
next
okay.
session.
So,
I'm.
so
Oh,
we want to
dear.
next session tomorrow. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I was
I-
about to say I've practiced.
Yeah. No. I was
You're
just
good.
fucking with you. You'll be meeting the Raven tomorrow. Ah, gotcha. Then maybe in about 4 days. How does 4 days sound? No. Referencing.
It'll depend.
I'm referencing
Oh
something.
yeah, 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, 4
Yeah.
days.
I don't know. If 4
Yeah,
days
about
work.
4 days. What about 3 days? Obviously.
Maybe like
Two.
2.5.
2.5? Oh, okay.
Two and a
Look at
half.
my rehearsal schedule.
Yeah. Okay. So